Hello, so it is that time again for ink drops for February 2014. Let's see what we've got. Bookmark and card. Box of chocolates. That sounds really good right now. Part of the fun with a box of chocolates is the variety and discovery you get to experience with each one you try. These brown inks will be the same way, so grab your pen and indulge. I don't know how I feel about brown ink, but some of the brown ink I've tried and I've liked, and some haven't liked it at all, but we'll see. So we have Diamine Rustic Brown, Noodler's Polar Brown, Pelikan Brilliant Brown, Pilot Iroshizuku Inaho, and Waterman Absolute Brown. So let's take a look. And you know, I don't know if this lighting is going to help or hinder things. We'll see. Okay. Let's see what we have. Everything is all stuck to itself here. Stuck to each other. So let's see. This is the Pilot Iroshizuku Inaho. I don't know. Interesting when you look at all these. Look at, they've all kind of stained the bottle except the Noodlers, which is kind of surprising to me. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Oh, Waterman. Alright, so just on first look in this, or at this, rather, you know, this is actually showing up pretty true. Well, now the sun has gone behind a cloud. But, pretty true to color that I see in real life. This reminds me of kind of like a cigar, yeah, like the color of a cigar, or like a dead rotting leaf on the ground. But I guess, yeah, more like a cigar, but the color that you see is pretty much the color that I see as well. So that's kind of an interesting, it's like a brownish, yellowish, maybe it looks like it has a little bit of greenish in it. And as the sun keeps peeking behind the clouds, it's hard to get a true color for you. So Pelikan Brown, this looks like a chocolatey brown. This has some red, orange colors in it. It almost looks like, you know, a deep burnt color, like a burnt orange kind of color. This one's pretty. I can see myself liking this, but you never know what it's going to look like on the paper versus in the bottle. Speaking of which, I should start doing that with my ink drops. I just don't have time to do that today. But yeah, this is just a first impressions anyway, right? Okay, so Diamine Rustic Brown. This is really coating the bottle, and you know, these colors are really showing up pretty true on my camera and in real life. So this is definitely like, it looks like a deep burgundy with a hint of brown to it. Actually, I'm really excited to use this one. This one looks really pretty. But it definitely has like a reddish tone to it. So if you look at these, the Pelikan looks more orange, and this Diamine looks more of a burgundy kind of brown. Interesting to hold these up like this, because then we'll add the Iroshizuku, did I say that right? Yeah, Pilot Iroshizuku. And you can definitely see the difference. This could have been like a fall leaves sampling, because that's what it's looking like to me at this point. I'll just do a comparison of them all at the end. Why haven't I been setting them like that to begin with? You can see it much better. Alright, Noodler's Polar Brown. So this one doesn't coat the vial like the others do, which kind of surprises me, because I guess in my mind Noodler's is always really thick. But this one, this actually looks like a pretty true brown that I would think of with just, yeah, like a brown that doesn't have any kind of tint of another color necessarily to it, like these other ones that you can kind of see. This one looks very much like a true brown. It's very to me, this is not quite chocolatey. One of these would be more chocolatey, but yeah, this is kind of a chocolatey brown color, but definitely more just brown. the Waterman Absolute Brown. This looks like chocolate. Actually, this is the only one that looks like chocolate, really, now that I'm looking at them all. This is a brown that has a little bit of red in it, but it's definitely a brown. It's much more brown than the Diamine. Do you see that? So that's an interesting way to look at them. Let's kind of flip them over and see. That gives you a pretty good representation of the colors as I can see them in real life. This gives you a good idea of what they look like and what the kind of the undertone, I don't know if that's the correct term, but I'm sure you know what I'm getting at, the undertone of the color is. So Diamine Rustic Brown is definitely like a rust color, right? But it's more of a red. This would be like a chocolate covered cherry. That's what I would think of when I would name that. Just the Pelikan Brown, this is more of like a burnt color to me. Now, this is just in the vial. It could look different on paper. This Pilot Iroshizuku Inaho, this is definitely a green leaning brown. This looks like an army color to me. Polar Bear Brown, or I'm sorry, not Polar Bear Brown, Noodler's Polar Brown. And if I remember correctly, I think that Polar, it's like, it's okay if the ink freezes or something like that. I'm sure you guys know about that. I know they have like bulletproof, and they have ones that are waterproof and all of that. I think that's where Polar comes from, not because it's a polar bear. But this is a fairly true brown, and then this Waterman Absolute Brown looks much more chocolatey than all the rest. You know, I get what they were getting at with Box of Chocolates, but I think this would have been an awesome fall sampling as well. If I got a chocolate that looked like this one, I would not eat it, because that doesn't even look like something that's edible. Alright, that is your ink drop for February 2014, and it was Box of Chocolates. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back soon with another video on a pen that has I think is going to be very promising. Alright, we'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.